Hello, YouTube. I'm here with something new today. Sorcerer's Choice, Angel or Demon. I'm going to assume this is along the same vein as Seven Nexus, just without all of the spice. Or you never know. I haven't touched this one, so we will see what happens. And since I'm going in completely blind, I'm just gonna start this shit and see where we end up. Quick note, if anything spicy happens, that will end up on my Patreon. If you would like to join my Patreon, the QR code is above my halo, or I have the link posted at the bottom of the screen. So yeah. This opening likes to refresh weird, but I guess that's just it talking. It talking? Wow, it just saying that I'm talking too much. Anyway, let's see what happens. Rain. Ooh. All of the boys in this are really cute. Choose. Choose one. Oh. This does remind me of 7X's. This was way before 7X's though, so not saying that they copied. They definitely didn't copy, but it's just the same kind of genre. Well, I'm going for Angel Boy in 7X's, so why don't we go for Demon Boy in this one? An inhuman strength lifts my body from the ground. My consciousness fades in and out. I hear the sound of beating wings, then suddenly I feel as if I've been suspended in the air. A torrential rain strikes my body. A sound of spirited laughter reaches my ears through the wind and the rain. What was their voice acting? When I try to move, intense pain shoots through the right side of my body, burning, suffocating. Ooh, I need to fix that. Can I fix, like, the sound stuff? Text, transparency, outline. Well, that sucks. Well, I guess the dialogue is just going to be a little bit lower than the sound. That makes me sad, but... No, I didn't want to do that. Return. Auto skip, save load, previous choice, backlog. Nope, it's just going to be a little lower. Don't move. We'll speak after we retire at the castle. Arrive at the castle. ADHD, man. Makes me change words and shit. I don't know, man. My vision and consciousness blur into a haze. I try to draw a great breath, but all I can do is choke. Despite the torturous pain in my body, my inner mind is calm. Everything around me is terribly dark, but there is a comfort in that. I've chosen the darkness precisely for that reason. It is a dark, quiet, peaceful place. The sound of bursting flames, the furious bellows of men who should have been my neighbors, I was awash in their bloodlust. I wished to turn away from such harsh clamor and go into a still and silent world. The figure that called out the figure that called out of the darkness, it was draped in ominous shadow, overflowing with terrifying power. It could be none other than a demon. Perhaps he intended to carry me into hell. The first thing I felt was terror. However, it was something more than fear. I felt an intense jolt of temptation that shook me to the core. A temptation to do what? I myself don't really know. However, when I came to my senses, I took the hand inviting me out of the darkness. I can feel myself swaying as if floating in the air. Perhaps the unstable rocking I feel is because I'm being carried. The only thing in which I could be certain was the stiff sensation of my staff gripped in my hand. The footsteps of the person carrying me echo far into the distance. Maybe we were inside a large building. Eventually, I feel a soft sensation against my back. Whoever was carrying me must have placed me on a bed. I recognize this background music. I wonder what it's from. I try to open my heavy eyelids, but it's a fruitless effort.
天使より俺を選ぶとは魔法使いとしてなかなか見どころがあるぞ。
Well, I turned my sound down because the audio is so loud, but the dialogue is really low. You've chosen me over the angel. You have quite a bit of promise as a sorcerer. I hear the words, but I can't make any sense of them. I'm so weak, I can't even nod. I take a breath, but I still feel as if I'm being suffocated. The sound of my wheezing lungs is even harsher than the downpour outside. It's hot, it's cold, and it hurts.
Oi, 聞こえているか?
Aw, you're cute. Hey, can you hear me? All this because of an injury. I had no idea the human body was so fragile. When he forcefully lifts me up, the harsh pain from my right side courses through my whole body. I don't know whether the scream in my head reaches my lips. I feel the demon relax his grip. Then I feel his hand on the clasp of my cloak. I hear a sound like a pop at my chest. What a pain. Hey, you. Is he talking to me? I look at the demon. Even opening my eyes was still a struggle. Unfasten this brooch. Show me your injuries. Injuries? I do as I'm told, moving my right hand to unfasten the clasp. But even the slightest of movements causes me unbearable pain. I groan in agony. I abandon my right hand and try again with my left. Without thinking, I lift my hand and remove the pin. Good boy. The demon lifts me, tears off my cloak, and slips his hand into my robe. It's like he's undressing me. I reflexively attempt to resist with my staff, but in a blink of an eye, he's wrenched it from my tight grip. Oh. Well, no censoring needed so far. But, this escalated a little bit. He strips me efficiently, shirt and underwear and all, until I am left without a single thread. Even more from the cold than the shame, I'm shivering all over. My body is listless. Everything hurts. I open my mouth to take in air. It's still too difficult, and I cough harshly.
思ったよりひどいやけどだな。治療が先か。となればまずは契約だな。
The burns are worse than I thought. I'll have to treat your injuries. In that case, first things first, the covenant. Oh, God. I feel his hand on my face. He manipulates my body as he pleases, lifting my chin. Oh, it's so pretty.
よし、そのまま目を閉じるな。よく聞け。意識を飛ばすな。
All right. Keep your eyes open and listen well. Don't let your consciousness slip away.
俺と正式に契約を交わせ。それでこの傷を治してやれる。
Sign a formal contract with me. If you do, I can heal these wounds. Contract.
そうだ、悪魔との取引だ。俺の願いを聞くなら、対価として望みは何でも叶えるぞ。
That's right. A deal with the devil. As long as you listen to my requests, I can repay you with anything you desire. Anything I desire. Desire. I've never given a thought to desire. I lived simply in a quiet forest, passing my days with my grandfather. As long as I had that, there was nothing else I wanted. But the forest is... And my grandfather, he...
何でもいいし、いくつでも構わん。
Any wish will do. I don't even mind if you have a few.
焼かれた家を元に戻すか、森も蘇らせることができるぞ。
Shall I rebuild your burnt house? I could even restore your forest, you know. Restore the forest. Wait, how does he even know that I was driven from the forest? Why?
なぜ知っているかか？
Why do I know about that, you wonder? Was this the man who incited the riot and set fire to my forest? The idea crosses my mind, of course, but before I can voice my suspicion, he shakes his head.
言っておくが俺じゃないぞ。そんな回りくどくて面倒なことをするのは人間と、あとは天使くらいだ。少なくとも俺はしない。まあ、信じなくてもいいが。
For the record, it wasn't me. The only sort who'd go to such trouble are humans and angels. Well, at least I wouldn't anyway. Doubt me all you want. The demon lets out a thin laugh. He read my mind. I'm stunned.
お前は魔法使いだろ？それも純血の。
You must be a sorcerer, and a pureblood at that.
純血の魔法使いなどそうそう転がっているものではないからな。網を張っていた。
A pureblood sorcerer isn't the sort of thing you can find just lying about. I've been casting a wide net. I'm so short of breath that just listening to him talk has exhausted me to the brink of passing out. But I must listen to the end. I grit my teeth and fix my eyes on the man in front of me.
どうだ？悪い話ではないだろう。俺と契約し、俺の言うことを聞くなら森の一つくらい元に戻してやろう。
Well, how about it? It's not such a bad deal, is it? If you forge a covenant with me and listen to what I say, I'll return your forest to the way it was.
あるいは死んだものを生き返らせる方がいいか？
Or perhaps there's someone you'd like me to bring back to life?
できるのか？
Can you do that? The demon tightens his grip on my chin. A sharp pain overwhelms me as I push my body past its limit, but I hold on and endure.
一人くらいならどうにでもなるだろう。俺と契約をし、お前が俺の出した条件を満たせたらな。
If it's just one person, it won't be a problem, just so long as you fulfill all the conditions of your contract with me. What I can remember clearly is the terror of the burning air, the furious bellowing. Kill it. Fan the flames, don't let it escape. A blazing red inferno filled my vision. Amidst the unbearable smoke and heat, I couldn't breathe. They set everything ablaze. This was my home, but in the blink of an eye, hellfire had reduced my beautiful forest to kindling. The little retreat where I spent my days with my grandfather, our modest land that fed only the two of us. Everything burned to ashes in an instant. There was no going back. What was the last thing my grandfather said to me as he sent me away from the fire? All I can recall is his back disappearing from my sight. All I can remember clearly is the angry voices of the humans around me. Kill it, they shouted, voices rife with malice. Abomination, despicable heretic. Kill the sorcerer. They burned down everything. Our forest, our house, my grandfather, and all the time that we'd spent in that place. They burned it until nothing was left. If it were just my grandfather, if my grandfather had been alone, surely he would have escaped. I was nothing but a wretched and pathetic burden to him. I'll never forgive myself. And I'll never forgive the person who attacked us simply on a word that we were sorcerers. I hate them. I hate them. I cannot let them get away with it. I will not. Can you? The demon stares into my eyes as if he can see right through me. I scowl back at him with as much power as I can muster. Can you really do it? The demon, who I thought might laugh, instead nods with unexpected sincerity.
できる。俺の条件を飲むならな。
I can, so long as you agree to my terms. I feel the flames at my back. Something hot and cold crawls its way up my spine. The humans who killed my grandfather and burned me. An agonizing heat runs rampant through my body, painting my vision red. Is this rage? But if this demon can return my grandfather to life... I nod, as if to say yes, explain your terms.
条件は4つだ。
My 4 conditions are thus.
お前の体を俺の自由にさせること。俺が望む限り生きながらえること。この城から出ないこと。
You shall allow me to do with you as I please. You shall survive as long as I wish, and you shall not leave this castle.
そして、期限を3ヶ月間とすることだ。
Furthermore, the term of our agreement shall be 3 months. That's not that long. 3 months until the next winter solstice, he adds.
それ以外はお前の自由にして構わない。寝て過ごそうが暴れ回ろうがとがめん。
Other than that, you are free to do as you like, sleep as much as you want, run amok as you please. You shall face no reproach from me. In other words, all I have to do is submit to this man and remain in this residence for 3 months.
何魂を売れと言っているわけじゃない。その身を売れと言っているだけだ。悪魔との取引にしては破格だろう。
What? It's not as if I'm asking you to sell your soul. All I want is your body. For a deal with the devil, that's quite the bargain, wouldn't you say? The voice whispering into my ears is tender and gentle, but I mustn't forget that it belongs to a demon. There is no doubt he is tempting me into a world of darkness with half-truths. But if I turn back here, where will I even go? If I wager myself and survive 3 months, I can return to my previous life. That's all. That's right. My grandfather will return, and I can go back to the forest. I take a deep breath and unconsciously tighten my grip around the demon's wrist. My burnt limbs are in agony. For somebody who's burnt, you look pretty okay. I'll do it. The covenant. I release a soft breath and the demon laughs.
契約成立だ。
Then the deal is done. Knew it. The demon grasps my chin with domineering force and presses our lips together. You have to make out in order to reach the covenant. What? Stop it. He kisses me deeply and without mercy, snatching away my breath with his tongue. His touch feels terribly cold, but is it because my body is too hot or because this man gives off no sense of heat at all? I try to resist the sudden assault, but the pain in my side is so severe that my efforts are of little use. Just as my consciousness is starting to fade from lack of air, a shadow darts across my vision. At the same time, the demon releases me from the unpleasant kiss. Unpleasant my ass. No, there's a cat. Crouched on all fours between me and the demon, fur stood on end, is a familiar sight. Carbo. The familiar hidden away in my hat. His name is Carbo, or Kari for short. Oh. The cat releases a characteristically feline hiss, glare fixed upon the demon. Although relieved to see he was safe, I reach out to restrain him with my hand so as to not provoke the demon. But I'm not fast enough. The demon grabs Kari by the neck. Don't hurt Kitty. Oh my god.
なんだこれは。始末していいのか?
What is this thing? Shall I dispose of this pest? No, stop it. The demon glances between me and Kari. What is he thinking? After a moment, he flings the cat onto the bed.
次はない。俺に歯向かわないように命令しておけ。
I won't give it a second chance. Command it to not defy me. Carbo crouches down with his ears laid flat, his eyes darting between me and the demon. Thank you, Kari, but let it go. Although Kari still has his body lowered as if ready to pounce, I can sense him backing down. He dejectedly relaxes his bristling coat and retracts his sharp claws. I mutter an apology and gesture beneath the bed. My despondent familiar meekly obeys. Glancing back my way, Carbo disappears under the bed. Then I'm left to contend with what I've just done. I've entered a covenant with a demon. A deep unease spreads through my chest. But at the same time, the sense of reason I'd lost to confusion and fury was starting to come back. I want to run away, but the hand gripping me by the hair won't allow it.
いい子だ。
Good boy. And we're back. His next kiss is relentlessly invasive. He pries apart my clenched teeth and licks into my mouth with a wet, sloppy tongue. I would like to think this is YouTube friendly, but the noises, I'm not sure. I try to wrench free and escape, but he overpowers me easily. It's wet and suffocating. His touch was cold at first, but as the heat of my body leaches into his, I lose track of boundary between us. It's an entirely one-sided kiss. There's nothing pleasant about it at all. It is simply agonizing. Rude. The pain in the right side of my body is getting worse as well. That's true. You do feel like shit, so making out is probably not the first thing that you would want to do. My consciousness recedes. Sound, vision, touch, it all feels so far away. Oh, you've hit your limit. That's too bad.
契約がなったからな。傷は適当に直したが、いくらかお前の魔力もいただいた。だからまだ完全じゃない。無理に喋ろうとするな。
The deal is done. You've healed well enough, but I've taken a bit of magic from you as well, so you're not all better just yet. Don't force yourself to speak. Magic? Is that what this is about? Does he need my body so he can take my power? So I'm streaming while I record in my Discord server, and I have somebody hanging out with me, and they went, I say this as a compliment, he looks like a DeviantArt OC demon. I do take that as a compliment. he does a little bit. Yeah, I can see it. Mm-hmm. There are several methods. There are several methods for giving and taking magical power. Between fellow sorcerers, it's quite simple. For close relatives, a touch of the fingertips is enough. Even without blood ties, we can use our staves as a conduit. But if your partner is an ordinary human, it can be carried out through magic. How much magic is given or taken is at the discretion of the sorcerer. And in the case that your partner is a non-human creature, by consuming one's flesh and blood or through intimacy, these sorts of creatures can snatch away a sorcerer's powers. Countless stories spoke of monsters who gained great power from devouring sorcerers. Even children's spellbooks would warn demons love human flesh. As for the matter of extracting power through intimacy, well, pleasure excites the flow of blood and at the same time makes it easier to discharge magic. Oh, he's cute. Or so was written in the endless number of dissertations on the topic. How strange. I know I've studied this matter thoroughly, and yet I can't recall the details. Ooh. When I try to remember, my mind feels hazy, and I can't concentrate on the thought at all.
それにしても素晴らしい。口づけの一つでこれだけの魔力。いや、 だが。
Truly magnificent that I could take this much power with a single kiss. No, but...
まあいい。おいおいどうにでもなるだろう。
It's fine. We can take it step by step. The demon tells me to rest while he prepares something for me to eat, then leaves with my staff and my clothes. I need those. My arm reaches out, and I see my empty hand grasp at the air. Why did I reach out in the first place? Was I trying to hold something back? Why? And was it what I wanted? And what was it I wanted? I can read. If you've watched any of my streams, you know that I definitely know how to read. Oh my god. I can't organize my thoughts well. I feel my consciousness falling prey to the haze once more, but the sound of a heavy door slamming shut jolts me back to my senses. The pain in my limbs has disappeared, but severe scars remain in the places I've been burned. Kitten. As soon as the demon leaves, Carbo hops onto the bed. Kari, are you hurt? I check over the cat for any injuries from the demon's rough handling, but he seems fine. I think that slides? He slides up to me and meows as if to express his own worry. I'm fine. Probably, on the outside anyway. I feel a bit of relief when I try to move my burned arm. It looks like that demon was able to heal my limbs. Based on what he said to me, it seems he can use this sort of power on those with whom he has established a covenant. My body shudders. It's cold. Suddenly, I realize that I'm not wearing anything. I compose myself and inspect my surroundings. At least it doesn't look like he's brought me to hell or some other sort of demonic realm. It's nothing like my forest back home, but apart from the decor, it's perfectly habitable space. The room looks normal, for a chamber in a demon's castle anyway. When I twist my body to look around the room, I feel another sharp pain in my side. Apparently, I'm not completely healed. Pretty sloppy work given the hard sell, I bitterly think to myself. Seems like it's just my ribs. As long as I move carefully, I should be okay. Once again, I take a look around the room I've been brought to. I turn my neck, trying to keep my torso and limbs as still as possible. The octagonal room is built from stone. When I look up, I see there's a skylight. The skylight looks unlocked, but I see no way to reach it. There are other windows I might be able to open had I access to a staff. The most striking feature in the room is the spiral staircase right above the bed. It looks like it leads to some sort of loft space. Besides that, there's some small bedroom furniture and a bunch of candlesticks. Long gray pile carpets the floor. A star-scattered mural of the night sky covers the ceiling. While the room on the whole has an oppressively gloomy air, the painted ceiling is a bit childish. There are two more exits, the heavy door through which the demon parted, and an archway beside the bed. Perhaps that's the bedroom? There's nothing particularly odd about this room, apart from the fact that it belongs to a demon, but I figure it's best to inspect my surroundings thoroughly. As I stand up, I notice something strange about my body. I've been stripped of all my clothing, but there's something left on my skin that bothers me much more than that.
これは契約と関係あるのか。
Could this be connected to the covenant? There are deep crimson patterns inscribed upon my wrists and ankles. I understand that this is some sort of magical technique, but my knowledge of it is spotty at best. I've no clue of what these symbols mean. I feel like I've seen this in one of my grandfather's books before, but I can't seem to knit the fuzzy threads of my memories together.
お前読めたりしないか。
Can you make any sense of these patterns? Kari lays his ears flat and tilts his head. The look on his face says he doesn't know.
だよな。
Damn. The reason the demon kissed me all over must have been to apply this technique. Kissed me. How awful that first kiss How awful that the first kiss I'd ever had was with what I could only describe as the worst partner imaginable. Well, that sucks. A kiss to seal a demon's wicked pact. A shiver runs down my spine at the thought of the violation. I rub at my lips with the back of my hand, but it's impossible to wipe away the memory. Saying that I wasn't in my right mind is just an excuse. Honestly, it might just be that I didn't understand the significance of what I was agreeing to do. For 3 months, I must allow this demon to do with my body as he pleases. I only truly understand the meaning of that when he kissed me on the mouth. Understood the meaning of that. Again, I know how to read. A chill crawls across my skin. It's as if I'd been drenched in ice water, snapped back to my senses in an instant. I can't imagine he chose me without any purpose. Surely it's because I'm a sorcerer. But beyond that, what could he... What was I just thinking about? I've completely lost my train of thought. Relatable! Same, bro.
いや。契約か。
But, the covenant. Yeah, I signed a contract with a kiss. Ugh, it was only a brief interaction, but I feel like my head is going to explode. I'm disgusted with myself for making such a rash decision. But it's only 3 months. If I can endure it for that long, I'll be able to return to my forest and my home. I might even be able to see my grandfather again. That's all that matters. If I can go back to those good times, it's not such a bad deal. But one of the terms of this pact is that I shall live for as long as he wishes. And the demon healed me. The treatment was a roughshod job, but I feel much better than I had earlier. In other words, he probably doesn't want me to die just yet. Maybe I can use this to my advantage. Having to let him use my body, but not die. I hadn't considered it earlier, but could that mean he wants to torture me? I can't even imagine how much I'll be able to endure. 3 continuous months of torture with no hope for death. I wonder if I can stand it. But if it's not torture and he simply wants my body, if that's all, then I'll be able to get used to it. I was a little overwhelmed at first, but with some time to think on it, I'm sure it's nothing I can't handle. So it's fine. I'm fine. The feeling on my lips wouldn't be erased with just a sigh. I vigorously rubbed at my mouth again with the back of my hand. Honey, I don't think that's going to help. First things first, I've got to get a grasp on my situation. I can't just charge forward without sorting left from right. When I get up from bed, I feel a little dizzy. I have to sit back down on the edge of the mattress. My whole body hurts. The big injuries on the surface have all closed, but that doesn't mean I'm entirely healed. I'm really exhausted. Not to mention, it's freezing. I look around again. I search for something to wear, but I find nothing at all. I have no choice but to drape myself in these sheets from the bed. The sheets look luxurious, but they're dark and thin and do little to stave off the cold. This demon has just got shoddy taste in bedding. I'd take a crisp white sheet any day over this. I set my feet on the floor. The carpet is fuzzy under my soles, but the fibers hold little warmth. The dark gray color only reminds me of lifeless stone. I try and quietly move about. Pain stabs through my body, but it's not so bad that I can't walk. The world beyond the window is the color of ash. Rain pours from the gloomy sky. I would guess that it's daytime, but the forest at the foot of the castle is blanketed in an all-consuming darkness. The room has a dusty smell. It feels old rather than dirty. The archway near the bed that I'd been wondering about earlier indeed leads to a bedroom. Bathroom. Bathroom! I can read! Oh my god. Ugh, why does my brain change words? Stupid. As soon as I enter the hall, I see there's a staircase that goes up about 10 steps, and the washroom is at the end of that. The first thing I notice upon entering is the semicircular stained glass window at the back of the room. It feels completely out of place. I've seen stained glass art depicting gods and angels before, but never a design like this. It looks like an illustration from a children's book. When I look up at the ceiling above the tub, I find an inset skylight. The pattering rain runs in rivulets down the surface of the glass. On the shelf right beside the tub is a mess of towels and small bottles. I pick up a bottle, twist off the cap, and give it a sniff. The harsh aroma tickles my nose, and I can't hold back a sneeze. Probably perfume or bath oil or something. The towels seem to be freshly laundered, so I'm a little curious who in this place takes care of this sort of task. I can't imagine that demon doing housework. I look around for anything else that might be of note, but I find nothing particularly useful. As I'm rooting around, I hear a sudden noise and reflexively steel myself. Then I hear the heavy door open. Someone has entered the bedroom. Oh, hello. I thought the demon might have returned, but it turns out to be a human of about the same height as me. I can't see his face because of the hood over his eyes and the mask covering his mouth, but judging from his build, I'd guess it's a man. He moves for the low table in the center of the room with sluggish robotic movements. He places the tray of food he brought in onto the table, then bows to me without saying a word.
誰だここの召使いか
Who are you? A servant here? The man pauses for a moment at my interrogation, but offers no response. Then, just like that, he turns on his heel and walks right back out of the door from which he came. He turns back at the exit, offers me another polite bow, and then closes the heavy steel door behind him. Could that be the demon's familiar? The man has the shape of a human, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he is one. Perhaps this is the creature responsible for cleaning, laundry, and other such tasks here at the estate. At any rate, he seems harmless enough for now. I inspect the tray he's left behind. It seems I've been sent a meal, soup and bread with some sort of meat I don't recognize, and a bit of ham on the side. But I have no appetite. Even Carbo, who jumps off of the bed to follow behind me, shows no interest in the food. I've never known Kari to turn away from a good meal, but he seems nervous and cautious now. He gazes up at me with his big, round emerald eyes. The concern is plain on his face. It's okay. Don't worry about me. I pet Carbo's head as he looks at me uneasily, doing my best to sound sure of myself. I tell him everything is fine, but perhaps that's just what I want to believe. Then it occurs to me. You didn't hear him use a key, did you? Kari confirms that he did not. Naturally, I assumed the door would be locked, but after the servant left, there's no sign that this was the case. When I push on the door, it swings open easily in spite of its heavy appearance. I'm startled to find the servant from earlier standing there quietly on the other side of the door. He offers no response to my surprise, stood shock still without even the slightest movement. Was he waiting to collect my dirty dishes? He isn't moving or talking, so I decide to let him be for now. I don't plan to run away just yet, but there's no harm in exploring the building. I scan my surroundings and then quietly slip out of the room. And with that, I'm going to have to call this an episode, YouTube. Chat, stay where you are. And, stretchy. Oh my god. I like this so far. I'm into the dark bullshit. So, we're going to make a save. Yes. And, I will return. We will do this again another time. Join my Discord server. Go click on all of this stuff on my link tree, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.